for gunplay. I hope you weren't too disappointed.
This low-slung beauty corners on a curve. Fun? You'll have to experience it to believe it. Personal car, magic carpet, whatever the name Thunderbird means to you, it'll mean even more when you see and drive the lovelier, livelier Thunderbird for 56.
Bing Crosby is a symbol of the greatest in entertainment. It can be truly said he is the entertainer's entertainer. And as for his Thunderbird, it's a symbol of the greatest, too. How do you like yours, Bing?
Well, this is quite a vehicle. You know, I've been around some pretty clever horseless carriages in my time, and that's a bit of time, too. But this beautiful little T-Bird, man, this is the performer's performer. And how about this for a continental touch? You see, they've taken the spare out of the trunk and put it back here, thus achieving a long, pure line. Don't you think? And look at the room you got inside here now. Why, you could throw 4 hunting dogs, a brace of decoys, and well, it's pretty roomy. But what really impresses me is the way Ford's assembly line is turning out peace of mind these days. I'm speaking of lifeguard design, naturally, and you get it in every new Ford this year. Because all 56 Fords have these lifeguard double grip door latches. They keep the door closed no matter what. The steering wheel gives you a good, safe 4-inch cushion to keep the steering column from pinning itself to the manly chest. Accident. Sort of makes you wonder why all cars don't have it, huh? Well, all Fords do. But you know what really flips me is this telescopic twist. Adjusts to the high-caloric figure or to the trim, well-built youngsters like me. Now, looky here. Lifeguard padding all around. Man, do my passengers have it soft. I want you to listen to some sweet harmonizing. That's what 225 horsepower sounds like. You know, you too can have Thunderbird V8 power, family style, because the Thunderbird engine is standard now in all Fairlane and station wagon models. It doesn't cost you a nickel extra. Let me show you a real getaway. First you, whoop, wait a minute. Got to have the full wardrobe for this deal. Now, we're all set? Here we go.
You are watching Mr. Bing You were watching Mr. Bing and his new 1956 Thunderbird.
Speed center of America is Daytona Beach, Florida. Here, pacing the progress of the automobile, have raced some of the world's most famous drivers. Goal of all drivers is to better the record set by these great names. And on some Daytona tracks today, racing is not limited to men only. Women have taken their rightful place in this sport, and the field is wide open to the champions of tomorrow. Every year, thousands of fans swarm into Daytona for the 2 weeks International Safety and Speed Trials sponsored by the National Association for Stock Car Racing, known as NASCAR. Families from every state come to see how cars like the ones they drive will stand up in a race. One such group on hand for this year's big show is coming all the way from Detroit. For Tim Hassenaw, the trip is in the nature of a pilgrimage, for he is determined someday to be an automotive engineer in one of the big plants in his hometown. But a man can concentrate better if he prowls these grounds alone, to see what he can see, to learn what he can learn. And Tim's dad agrees. Any veteran racing fan could tell Tim that the man he's watching here is former champion Pete DePalo. Pete is in charge of a group of drivers. But Tim is too young to know about Pete's great records. He just wants to be friendly and helpful. He might not know Pete, but Pete, well, he knows kids. And he likes kids when they like cars. A tour of the beach in that dreamboat? Mister, you've got a passenger. President of NASCAR. It's nice to meet celebrities, but the only sights Tim really wants to see are automobiles. Well, almost the only sights. That's one of Pete's boys over there now, getting set for an unofficial run on the measured mile. He's Chuck Day from Long Beach, California. These are flying mile tests. The cars have 2 miles to pick up speed before crossing the start mark for the measured mile. At this point, the flag is just to dress things up. Actual timing doesn't begin 2 miles down the beach. Electric devices at each end of the mile time the cars to a fraction of a second. And the speed is recorded in the tower. The engines in these cars are the same as those used by the public, but sometimes the bodies are modified. Chuck Day's car has a special tonneau cover to cut down wind resistance. And there he goes. 2 miles to the start mark, and at this rate, Chuck should cross it really flying. There it is. Now the run is for keeps, and every piece of a second counts. 150 miles an hour. Boy. Just a warm-up for tomorrow's official acceleration tests. Will Tim be there? Well, what do you think? Daytona races are dependent upon the tide, whose routine washings leave either a beach good for racing or a bad one. This morning it's good, and hopes are high for a record in the acceleration tests. In this race, the cars are clocked from a standing, and their time is averaged from the instant the wheels begin to turn. Chuck Day is out for another record. This will be tougher than yesterday because the cars don't get a running start. That's it. Get going, boy. Quick response is the big test here. A car which responds safely from zero avoids dangers inherent in passing on a hill, in unexpected corner turns, and so on. That looks like it is a new world's record. Chuck Day averaging 88.78 miles per hour over 1 mile from a standing start.
Are the Thunderbirds, United States Air Force jet demonstration team. Their F-100 Super Sabres are powered by Pratt & Whitney J57 engines, manufactured by the Ford Aircraft Engine Division. Now, here are 3 more super performers from Ford. The 1957 Ford Thunderbirds. You're looking at the latest version of America's most talked about car. For 57, Ford has shaped the classic Thunderbird profile into a completely fresh, completely distinctive style all its own. New swept-back tail fins and the longer rear add elegance to its lower-than-ever lines. These new dimensions give you more luggage room, too. Even with a spare tire inside, you get more luggage space than last year. You know, there's not another car like it in America. It's powered by a big 312 cubic inch V8 engine with twin 4-barrel carburetors. You'll have to look far to find a performer that can match this one. Or will you? Well, birds of a feather fly together, and only the new kind of Ford for 57 has the Thunderbird's kind of go. This new Sunliner, for example, is powered by the same mighty V8 engine that's in the Thunderbird. Here's the new Fairlane 500 Town Victoria. It has the mark of tomorrow in every detail, like the new swept-back windshield pillars. This is Ford's custom 300 4-door sedan. Only Ford in the low-price field gives you this choice of 2 longer sizes. And speaking of size, just size up this new country of 5 Ford station wagons. Visit your Ford dealer and find out about the new kind of fun you can have in the new kind of Ford. birds of a feather fly together. Now, you'll probably never pilot an F-100 Super Sabre, but you can pilot a mighty new Ford Thunderbird, America's automotive classic, or Ford Sunliner, America's most popular convertible. And remember, the very same V8 engine that powers the famous Thunderbird is available in every 1957 Ford. Action test Thunderbird V8 power today.
This is Daytona Beach, Florida. Let's watch the Fords go by to victory. From a standing start, a 300 horsepower 1957 Ford V8 out-accelerated every other low-priced car. A stock Ford Thunderbird took first place in its class for a mile, outperforming all American production sports cars. In the National Amateur Sports Car Race, a modified Thunderbird finished first in its class, topping every American sports car and winning the Paul Whiteman and Sports Illustrated trophies. And a modified Thunderbird won 2 unlimited classes against all American and European competition. It made the flying mile in the fastest time recorded by any car at Daytona, and in the standing mile, out-accelerated all other cars in Daytona Beach.
It's a pretty impressive record, isn't it? Ford Thunderbirds, like this one, were responsible for many wins. Other Fords figured in many more, but remember this. All the point-winning Fords were powered by the Ford Thunderbird V8 engine. Now, this is the engine that made the Thunderbird famous. The same V8 engine that's available to you in any Ford model you choose. It'll deliver championship performance in every kind of driving situation. So, why Ford goes first at the meets and on the streets. Find out what a difference Thunderbird V8 power can make in your kind of driving. Visit your Ford dealer soon. Ask to action test Thunderbird V8 power in the new kind of Ford for 1957.
You are present for one of the most important social events of the year. The affair tonight is a going out party, and the guest of honor is a dazzling beauty, as you'll soon see. Your host, Mr. Dick Powell.
Well, hello there. I'm glad you can be with us tonight because this is a most unusual party with the most unusual guest of honor. And here it comes now. That fabulous beauty, Ford's new 4-passenger Thunderbird. No doubt about it. Ford has created a completely new size and type of automobile in this 4-passenger Thunderbird. There's nothing else like it on the road. It's truly America's most individual car. This jewel of a car stands only a bit higher than a racer, but it seats 4 people in elegance. How is this possible? Ford engineers have designed the whole body, including the frame, as one single piece of sculptured steel. Look how easy it is to get out of, even for a lady in an evening dress. That's because the doors are unusually wide and the right front seat folds down completely for the convenience of those in the rear. It's amazing, but you actually get more headroom and legroom in Ford's new Thunderbird than in many of the largest luxury cars. I'm 6 feet tall. This lad towers over me. Plenty of room even for him. Let's take a closer look at the interior. The instrument panel is the most impressive thing you'll find this side of a jet plane. And notice this new console next to all passengers. It has heater, window controls, and ashtrays at your fingertips. And what about power? Well, you have a choice of 2 Thunderbird engines, either 300 horsepower or 375 horsepower. You've got a real thrill ahead of you when you powerhouse through its paces. And just look at that trunk space. Over 20 cubic feet, enough room for a whole family's luggage. You don't have to travel light in the Thunderbird. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is fabulous fun for Ford. The most elegantly different car you can own. And it can be yours at a price far below that of other luxury cars. This is a glittering occasion as America greets another first from Ford. The new 4-passenger Thunderbird.
The new Thunderbird to your Ford dealers soon. Watch for it. See and drive it at your first opportunity.
This is Inverness Club, last year the scene of golf's #1 event, the National Open. And just a chip shot away sit 3 National Open champions from Ford, the old line of convertibles in America. Featuring this newest first from Ford, the 4-passenger Ford Thunderbird convertible. Watch, the rear deck lid has opened up. The power control top rises. Then disappears out of sight into the exclusive hideaway compartment. The rear deck lid hides it completely, and you have one flowing line of pure energy. Here's a car that gives 4 people all the individual room and comfort of a much larger, costlier car, plus glamour and dazzling performance that's all Thunderbird, all the way. There's never been any convertible, at any price, anything like this new 4-passenger Ford Thunderbird convertible. We'd like to take you now to a very exciting and wonderful place, Thunderbird Country. Where is Thunderbird Country? Well, it's north, south, east, west. It's wherever you find active people, people of spirit, and people of taste. We have a special reason for taking you to Thunderbird Country, and this is it. The brilliant new version of an American classic, another Ford first, Ford's new 4-passenger Thunderbird. Look how easy it is to get into. That's because the door is so wide, and the right front seat folds down completely. And just look at all the room inside. Yes, now it's twice the fun to own a Ford Thunderbird, because now you can share the thrill with 3 deserving friends. And what a thrill it is! With its totally new 300-horsepower Thunderbird special engine, this new 4-passenger beauty delivers the kind of performance only the Thunderbird. Nimble, super responsive, and balanced just right, this polished jewel of a car handles with incredible ease and grace. And there's another thrill about driving Ford's newest masterpiece. It's utterly distinctive. No wonder it turns heads wherever it goes. Here's America's most individual car. In fact, it's the only car of its kind in the world. For now, the Thunderbird carries 4 people in elegant comfort. Always wanted a Ford Thunderbird. And who hasn't? Now's the time to get one. For all this car can be yours at a price far below that of other luxury cars. This is the bluegrass country of Kentucky. This is the land of the thoroughbred. Here, among people trained to recognize a champion on sight, Ford proudly presents the car everyone would love to own, the 1959 Ford Thunderbird, the car whose very name calls up a picture of youth and spirit and romance. Thunderbird, America's most admired car because its lines are so beautifully pure and clean. Thunderbird, America's most wanted car because it is unique in personality and prestige. Thunderbird, America's most distinctive car, with doors 4 feet wide that make it so easy to get in and out of, with the 4 widest, deepest, most comfortable seats you ever rode in, with all the headroom and legroom any 4 people could want. And here's a Thunderbird exclusive, the service console, with power window control and ashtrays within easy reach of all passengers. It looks like a thoroughbred, it moves like a thoroughbred. The 59 Thunderbird handles with an ease and assurance you'll have to feel to believe. The Thunderbird is a true luxury car, powered and sized to give you the kind of performance you've always associated only with sports cars. It's nimble, it's quick, and the way it corners, you'll think roads were grooved for Thunderbirds. With the mighty Thunderbird V8 engine, in a car this size, you'll experience performance that's not spectacular. If ever a car were designed for pure driving pleasure, this is it. It's a feeling you've never had in any other car, bar none. And all the excitement of driving a Thunderbird, the prestige of owning a Thunderbird, either hardtop or convertible, is yours at a price far below that of other luxury cars. Ask your Ford dealer to arrange a demonstration drive for you. Your heart will tell you why the '59 Ford is America's most wanted car. The car everyone would love to own.
Thunderbird. A Thunderbird is adventure. A Thunderbird says action. Even with the brakes on. A Thunderbird is a promise. There shall be light wherever it goes. Everyone has his someday car. For most of us, this is it. The style of it. The power of it. This is the car for the connoisseur. This is the night flight of a Thunderbird, powered by a big 350 horsepower Thunderbird Special V8. No other car handles or corners quite like the Thunderbird. Between the wide gauge of its wheels, all roads run straight and true. This is a car of many values and infinite refinements. In a word, a classic. Let there be a Thunderbird someday for you. Ask your Ford dealer when you can first take the wheel of the world's most wanted car. This is how it is to own the car you've always wanted. You get out before breakfast and you inspect it, not for flaws, but inspect it with your hands for the curved strength of its steel and the grace of its body. You take pleasure in its fine points, the smell of new upholstery, the honesty of its comfort, the feel of an easy riding seat that holds you like your favorite chair. The infinite detail, down even to the rich nap beneath your feet. You pride yourself on its the sunroof, a wonderful new way of giving a hardtop the character of a convertible. The power accessories. The perfectionist in you likes them all. Then you turn it on. Nudge the 350 horsepower Special Thunderbird V8, and you're living. It's that simple. This is how it is in a car that likes to choose its own roads. You'd be hard-pressed to find its peer in handling or in cornering. You rediscover it every day. And it's a thing you can share. You watch a new Thunderbird convertible do its stuff. Fully automatic. And she never left her seat. It's all part of owning the 1960 Ford Thunderbird. Part of owning the world's most wanted car. This is how it can be for you. It's morning. The sky promises a top-down day. A Thunderbird kind of day. Thunderbird,
everything about it means performance. Neatly, completely automatic, the top slips, and every flowing act of steel says, this is how a Thunderbird performs. You move with that wonderful Thunderbird quiet, that effortless, endless reserve of Thunderbird power. Pick a road. Every road's a Thunderbird road. Let the wind follow you. The handling is spectacular. The roads appear to float through your fingers. Your engine, the optional 350 horsepower Thunderbird Special V8. It's a big engine, always seems to run relaxed. With all this power, a Thunderbird can afford to loaf and take it easy. You know its strength is there. You climb hills as if caught in a thermal updraft, like a glider. And when you come back down to earth, the sharpest curves are easily contained within the Thunderbird's wide tread design. This is a day full of promise, a day promised to Thunderbird owners. This is a someday for you. Ask your Ford dealer when you can first take the wheel of the world's most wanted car, the 1960 Thunderbird.
This is a day to remember. For today, there is a new Thunderbird. That was the sound of it. This is the shape of it. This is how it can be for you in the Thunderbird for 1961. Unmistakably new. Unmistakably Thunderbird. Notice, it's not a hair wider nor a tenth of an inch longer than Thunderbirds you've known before. It is simply more Thunderbird than ever. There's a new Thunderbird convertible, too, with 4-passenger luxury for all the world to see. The Thunderbird touch is everywhere. In no other American car will you find this optional swing-away steering wheel that moves over to welcome you in, then pivots smoothly back to the normal driving position. Or this, a rear-view mirror permanently bonded to the windshield to give you a better view of the cars you leave behind. There's a new Thunderbird motion, too. You can feel the eager might of the new Thunderbird 390 Special V8 engine that wings you swiftly, silently up to highway speed. You bridle it through turns with a touch. It happens this way only in a Thunderbird. There can be a day like this for you, a Thunderbird day. Your first day with your own 1961 Thunderbird. Unmistakably new. Unmistakably Thunderbird. Thunderbird.
Unique in all the world, Thunderbird by Ford.
Presenting Thunderbird, 1962. Now in a new sporting edition. The Thunderbird Sports Roadster, in which you discover the world is flat. Its beauty is brave. Its cockpit a seat for action. With slipstream headrests sculptured for a swiftly flowing line. This is the car that responds. A fiery Thunderbird V8 engine is leashed to your fingertips. Eager flight. This is Thunderbird 1962, now in 4 new models. 4-passenger hardtop, convertible, the distinguished new Landau with leather grain vinyl top, and sports roadster. This is Thunderbird 1962.
How do you want to go? By plane? Ship? Car? Thunderbird? Unique in all the world, Thunderbird for 1963. Individual front seats, of course. A console. A swing-away steering wheel. And these magnificent new touches. Interiors with glorious walnut-like paneling. And crisp new side sculpturing. Now, Thunderbird Landau, convertible, hardtop, or sports roadster. Thunderbird for 1963, unique in all the world. A new car is born, Thunderbird. This car and the Thunderbird that followed have been classics and set the styling trend for an entire generation of cars. 1958, Thunderbird introduces the first 4-passenger luxury car and popularizes bucket seats. Every year is witness to new refinements, new ideas. Every year adds new luster to Thunderbird's reputation. 1961, debut of an exciting new look. Thunderbird is reborn. 1962, another Thunderbird original, the sports roadster. Now, Thunderbird Landau, 1963. Imitated? Yes, but no car can really match Thunderbird's very special. The personal console, the rich walnut-like paneling, and the swing-away steering wheel are all part of the magic that is Thunderbird. Others may try, but none can steal the thunder from Thunderbird. Thunderbird, unique in all the world. Waiting. Waiting for the unexpected in lovely Monaco. expectations fulfilled. You're seeing for the very first time the newest of Thunderbirds, the sophisticated Thunderbird limited edition Landau. Rose beige and Corinthian white, this Thunderbird carries its special mark for all the world to see. The lovely look of simulated rosewood graces the interior. There is an engraved plaque with your personal number. It identifies you as one of only 2,000 fortunate owners of the Thunderbird limited edition Landau, unique in all the world. Reserve yours at your Ford dealers.
These first films of the new 1964 Thunderbird reveal exciting styling changes in the era of luxury personal cars. While retaining the classic look of earlier Thunderbirds, new highly sculptured side panels give it a fresh new personality of its own. Interior styling features a divan-type rear seat which is contoured for lounging comfort. In the front, there is an optional reclining passenger seat and headrest. Standard equipment this year includes the auto industry's first retractable seat belt. Thunderbird presents an integrated bumper and grille for a more sleek aerodynamic appearance. From the rear, rectangular taillights and a massive bumper. The driver's compartment features a luxurious personal console which includes the new optional safety convenience control panel. It's one of many new safety features introduced for the first time this year. The new styling includes a longer hood and shorter roofline as shown on this hardtop model. The 64 Thunderbirds will appear in Ford showrooms on September 27th.
Thunderbird 64. Thunderbird 64. Thunderbird 64. Introducing a new Thunderbird. So different, so beautifully different. Never before an interior so beautiful. In the rear, a new cove seat. In the front, new, more comfortable shell design seats, and you can get a reclining passenger seat. New flight deck controls and sweep around console create an optional cockpit for your commands. Optional warning lights tell you when a door is ajar, when you need fuel, and when all your exterior blinker lights are on. There's also a swing-away steering wheel, a light that reminds you to fasten the retractable seatbelt, and an optional switch locks both doors at a flick. And even with all windows closed, Thunderbird 64's new silent flow ventilating system provides a constant change of refreshing air. So beautifully different. Thunderbird 64 takes off where others leave off. Unique in all the world, Thunderbird 64 is coming your way next Friday at your Ford dealers.
Introducing a new styling classic, 64 Thunderbird. Completely new on the outside. Completely new on the inside. Thunderbird steps out again, setting the pace with fresh, exciting ideas. From any point of view, Thunderbird is truly unique, an American original. Its styling is a departure in the Thunderbird tradition. New lines, yet reminiscent of past Thunderbirds. Subtly maintaining a continuity of design that keeps it popular year after year. The massive rugged bumper and grille enhance Thunderbird's quality appearance. The long hood, sharply defined lines and smooth surfaces give Thunderbird a pleasing design. And powerful. Bright, large taillights tell people a mile away this is Thunderbird. Another Thunderbird first. High visibility turn signals that really get attention. Further distinguish Thunderbird from other cars. Here is a sensible styling innovation. Comfortable coved seats for rear seat passengers and ingenious pedestal type seats for front seat passengers. Classic styling. Beautifully formed, luxuriously comfortable. And these new styled pedestal seats afford rear seat passengers increased leg and foot room. Classic comfort and clean classic lines are beautifully, subtly combined in this truly unique car. Classic simplicity prevails in the newly conceived instrument panel, featuring an easily readable row of floating gauges. The unique speedometer has individually lighted and special magnifying lens with a thermometer-type speed indicator. All is centered before the driver, while the balance of the dash is clean, uncluttered. Inside and outside, Thunderbird is beautifully functional, moving ahead with new ideas. And here's the most luxurious Thunderbird, the Landau. The 1964 Landau. Superb, elegant. No adjectives fully describe this exquisite Thunderbird. Even its doors with the new double yoke bear hug latches have that solid sound of success. The attractive vinyl roof, the distinctive Landau insignia, everything about it tells you this is the finest among luxury cars. Landau's superb craftsmanship pleases the most discriminating buyer. Its beautiful walnut grain applique gives Landau a quiet dignity and a luxurious decor that is in the modern automotive world. Like all Thunderbirds, the superb Landau has the comfort of coved rear seats and pull-down center armrest for rear seat passengers. In front, Thunderbird's console panel has been restyled to serve as a front seat armrest for the passenger and driver. Yes, this is living. But there's more, much more you'll appreciate in Thunderbird. But only by road testing the magnificent new Thunderbird can you appreciate how beautifully better it is in '64. The 1964 Thunderbird, unique in all the world. Unique and more desirable than ever before. Test drive a Thunderbird now.
Thunderbird 1965, as you'd expect, apart from all others. Enter the private world of Thunderbird. This is where elegant automotive trends are set, where your passenger can have the comfort of an optional reclining seat, where flight deck controls like a seatbelt reminder light and optional automatic door lock switch create a new kind of convenience. Luxurious, thoughtful, unique in all the world. And Thunderbird offers even more exclusive advances. Sequential tail light turn signals point the way others will follow. Front disc brakes are standard too. There's a private world waiting for you to explore at your Ford dealers. Let him show you why other cars you drive, this one, you Thunderbird.
of the night, a new approach to luxury. Thunderbird, the special Landau. Elegant, exciting, unique in all the world. This limited edition Thunderbird is one of a kind. Unique interior colors, parchment-colored roof, your personal nameplate, custom wheel covers, and a brilliant ember glow look make it the ultimate in personal Thunderbird luxury. Among Thunderbird's many options, a power radio antenna, a trunk lid release you can control from the flight deck of America's personal car. The special Landau also offers Thunderbird's exclusive advances for 1965. Sequential turn signals point out your direction, the way others will follow. Power disc brakes on the front wheels are standard too. The Thunderbird special Landau at your Ford dealers now.
For the next few minutes, let's step into the private world of Thunderbird. Thunderbird, unique in all the world. Thunderbird, renowned trendsetter in styling, innovator of automotive design, performance, and comfort. Yes, Thunderbird once again attains new level of leadership with an outstanding 65 entry, featuring fresh new evidence of its total dedication to the desires, comfort, and convenience of those who choose to Thunderbird instead of merely to drive. But it's only from this vantage point, the driver's seat, that you will truly appreciate the private world of Thunderbird. For instance, as part of the safety and convenience package option, the fasten seatbelt automatically when seatbelts are fastened. A new FM/AM radio is now available with a more flexible arrangement for selecting FM stations. Also new on this car, the car that creates its own status, is a remote-controlled vacuum deck lid release option with the control mounted in the glove compartment. A new optional power antenna that retracts flush with the fender top. Reversible keys and keyless locking. Now, for the first time, Thunderbird also offers as standard equipment the more precise command of front disc brakes, the only type of brakes used on racing cars. Disc brakes are so named because of this large air-cooled disc or rotor built into the wheel and rotating with it. When the brakes are applied, two giant pincers grip the disc, bringing the car to a smooth, straight stop. In truth, combination of ride, power, handling, and silence in Thunderbird's new look of total performance for 65 very closely approximates the feeling of flight.
Let Thunderbird 1966 put you a touch away from personal luxury. Enter the town Landau with its distinctive new roofline. You're a touch away from Thunderbird's unique overhead safety panel. The personal touch, an optional stereo tape player with 4 speakers. A full-width taillight houses sequential turn signals. Optional speed control system to maintain constant speed. For power, you can have a new 428 cubic inch V8. And no one can steal that flawless Thunderbird look. Thunderbird 66, unique in all the world.